What's up YouTube, this is Raimi from Raimi Enigma. I've got another deck profile for you today. As you can see, it's the Raccoon deck I've been using. It's more of a fun deck, not really competitive as such, but I've thrown a couple of fun things in just to keep things interesting in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because of pendulums and shadows and everything. I decided to take a bit more of a fun approach, so yeah, I'll just go straight into it. You've got your free Baby Raccoon Pompoko, which is your main card in the main deck, because basically it's when you normal summon it, you can special summon a level 2 or lower beast face down defense mode. No, sorry, my bad, that's a level 2 beast in face down defense mode, but you can't special summon anything else other than beast types during the turn. So usually you just go for the next card, which is your free Baby Raccoon Tantan. And its effect, when it's flipped up, you can special summon a level 2 beast monster from your deck. So you usually just go Pompoko, Tantan, and then you've got a number of options based on what cards you have available to you. I run 3 Nimble Momonga, very useful cards. They help balance out some other cards in my main deck. I run 2 Junk Synchrons just to help with the synchros and what options I have late game. I run 2 Kalintosa, which is usually one of the cards one of your best targets for a Tantan, because when that's special summoned by the effect of a beast type, you can destroy one card on the field. So it really helps to just get a card out the way so you can go for your rank 2 XCs. Then for the one-offs in terms of beasts, you've got Elephant, a level 2 tuner that's really helpful. It helps you go into most of your extra deck. Same can be said for Key Mouse. Both of these are helpful in their own rights because you can just set them, and then their effects will trigger when they're destroyed by battle if they have available targets. I run 1 Raikou as another target for Tantan and Pompoko. I run 1 Sea Koala. Basically I was trying to run Tree Otter, but I ended up running Sea Koala just because making one of your opponent's monsters 0 attack really does help, considering Sea Koala can just run it over straight away. In terms of non-beasts, I only run 2 of them, apart from Junk Synchron, of course. 1 Redox. It also helps with Elephant, because obviously when that's destroyed by battle, add a level 3 or lower banished beast warrior to your beast type to your hand. And I also run 1 Obelisk, because going Obedient School straight into Obelisk is a great way to start the game. That's all the monsters. That's 19 in terms of spell. Running 3 Obedient School, pretty self-explanatory. When it's activated and you control no monsters, and they do, you can special summon 3 level 2 or lower beasts from your deck, which opens up a lot of plays depending on which beasts you go for. I main 2 Mythical Space Typhoon, siding the third, of course. 3 Aya's Rock Sunrise. This card is just too good not to run, especially in late game where most of your beasts have actually gone to the grave. I run the 1 Close Forest. I'm aiming to run 2. I was going to run it at 3 until the TCG got the new rule about field spells. Each player can control one. But the effect for it to gain 100 attack for each monster in the grave, each beast gains 100 attack for each monster in the grave. It's a great effect, and I would still run it regardless of that ruling. 1 Soul Charge, which really complements the Nimble Momongas. I run a 1-off Book of Moon just to help with Tantan and Raikou abuse. That's all for the spells. That's 11 spells. For traps, I'm running 2 Wiretap. This is a great card because it can stop a lot of plays and stop cards like Artifact Sanctum actually fully resolving. 2 Mirror Force. I was going to run D Prison, but the thing is about hat plays now is that they tend to set their hands anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. They fear that I have D Prison when in fact I don't run it, so it sort of it works out in that sense. I run 2 Breakthrough Skill just because negating effects is nice, and stopping cards like Curry Bandit and Card resolving is just fantastic. And then I run 4 one-offs. 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, and 1 Torrential for the staples. And then for the random one-off, 1 Burst Rebirth, which is again complemented by Nimble Momonga, because you can pay 2,000. You basically use it during your opponent's end phase to pay 2,000 and special summon 1 beast type from your grave in face down defense. So you usually go Tantan or Raikou just to sort of like set up for next turn. Or if you had a Redox engrave, maybe Key Mouse. I'm not sure exactly. I'm still learning the deck myself. That's all for the main deck. That's 10 traps. For the extra deck, in terms of the XCs, I run 5 rank 2s. I run 1 Gachi Gachi. I think 2 is too much. And you don't usually tend to go into Gachi unless you're looking to further boost your tokens, which come from 3 copies of number 64. This card is just ridiculous, especially when you have 2 of them out at the same time. In defense mode, you just can't run over them. It's a fantastic card. Basically, you detach a material to special summon a token, and its attack is equal to the highest attack on the field at that time, which makes it abusable with cards like Gachi, Gachi Gantetsu, and Closed Forest, because their attack bonuses only apply after the special summon is successful, by which the attack... Basically, I'll explain it like this. If I had 1 token, which was at say 2400, because Gachi Gantetsu was giving its 400 attack, I could detach another material to summon another token, and that would have 2800 attack, because it would take the 2400 from the original token, and then it would gain 400 from Gachi Gantetsu. It's a really great card in that sense, honestly. And then for the other rank 2, I run 1 Dark Mist. This is a great card still, and I use it a lot with my one of my favourite synchros. In terms of level 4 synchros, I only run the 1, which is Armory Arm. That combo though, Dark Mist Armory Arm, it's just a heavy damage dealer in general, and it can really wreck your opponent's game. That's the only level 4 I run though. I run an obscene amount of level 5s. I think there's 6. Let's have a look now. To start it off, running 1 Frozen Fitzgerald, just to help with Junk Synchron, plus the fact that it can attack and stun your opponent's back row during the attack. It's great just to like run over those monsters, and if it ends up being the only monster you control, you can keep discarding cards to bring it back, and that can work with Ayers Rock Sunrise as well, and a way to offload dead Obedience Schools. I run the 1 Junk Warrior to go well with the tokens. I'm running 1 Naturia Beast. It's too irresistible not to run this card. You can go straight into it from Obedience School if you grab, say, a Raikou, a Momonga, and Key Mouse, because you can only special summon Beast type monsters during the turn you activate it. So you can just go straight into that. Let's see. From the new set, I've also put in 1 Seven Star Dragon of Rebirth, just because it's a 2/6 wall, and if they do end up running over it, you can just bring back one of your other high level synchros, or even Obelisk if you just want to survive the turn. It's a great card in that sense. 1 Hyper Librarian, just as a stand-in while I find something better to run. And then I'm running 1 from the Unicorn. It gives me another option from Obedience School, plus it's just a good card in general. It reduces their attack by 500 for each monster you control, even though it makes it that Thunder Unicorn is the only one that can attack during the turn. It's still a good way to deal a lot of damage late game. For the level 6s, I only run 1 again, Naturia Barkion. Another great card, especially when you use it with Beast. Beast sends the top 2 cards of your deck to the grave to negate a spell. Barkion banishes 2 cards from your grave to negate a trap. Both have to be face up to resolve, which is sort of a downer, because that's the way around it. I only run 1 level 7, which is Voltic Bicorn. As you can see, I've sort of implemented the Team Unicorn Synchros into this deck because honestly, they're really good and underrated if you ask me. And when your opponent is responsible for destroying this, both players have to send the top 2 cards of their deck to the grave. It means even if they bottomless it, even if you use bottomless trap hole, they're losing the 7 cards in their deck. And late game, that really hurts the Light Sworn players, because they're running out of cards during the late game due to their expenditure. And then I run 1 Lightning Tricorn. I'm running this just because it's funny to go through Bicorn, and then when Tricorn's destroyed, I can either bring back one of my other 2, which is Bicorn and Unicorn. Really great card in general. Sorry, that's the wrong one. And it's really abusable because, again, it's like Bicorn. It doesn't have to hit the grave. If it's bottomless, it will get its effect. It's just an abusable card in general. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I should be uploading a Karakuri deck profile soon from my locals. And I'll do a deck report as well once I get the cards back. Why not? So thanks for watching. This is Raimi Enigma, signing out.